live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, greatly appreciate it. Anybody watches on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, that was not a great game by any stretch of the imagination. No, Luka. Look, going into this game, I said Luka and Reeves. We really needed to see those two pick it up, right? Luka's been good, but he hasn't been that like transcending great, like that dominant force that we expect. And then you add in, Austin Reeves, since coming back from injury, has not been great, right? He's been getting back to the struggles. So I was like, hey, if we can get these two back in order, we might have a chance during the stretch. If we get that Reeves and that Luka again, right? And I'm not saying that, Reeves has to drop, 30, what did he have? 35 or something like that. And Luka had a 45 piece. What did he have? Reeves had 28, and then Luka had 45. I'm not saying that they have to combine for 70. But they're probably going to have to be pretty good for the most part. But it is a good sign that the two of them really stepped up and elevated and played well. If other guys would have just kind of picked it up, we might have been in a lot better situation. Gabe Vincent had wide open looks. He had 4 in like the first quarter that was wide open, right? Dorian Finney-Smith had some great looks, right? Like, you kind of go down the list of some of these guys. They just had some great looks, but guys just weren't hitting shots and weren't showing up to the level that we needed them to show up to, which was unfortunate. Hurt, right? We need, obviously, Luka and Reeves to be great, but we also need these other guys to continue to be good, right? So it's frustrating to watch them just get smacked. And then the defense just wasn't there. I mean, like I said, they gave up. They had 99 through a quarter or through 3 quarters or 2.5 quarters or whatever it was. And they gave up 126. You're not winning very many games when you're only scoring 106 and you're giving up 126. I understand you're on the road. I understand that now I'm in Wisconsin, right? So the power for Milwaukee is just that much stronger because of me. I'll take the blame on this loss. Oh, look, I got Cheetah-licious print because I need to buy a new chair, a new setup. But yeah, it's just it's rough. Right? It's frustrating, but at the end of the day, look, the team, like I said, I'm not too worried yet. All right, like I said, if we can go 3-3 during that stretch in these 6 games, that would be great, given the circumstances, given that we're missing half of our roster. I mean, when you're missing, 3 out of your top 6 guys, any team's going to have their struggles, especially like your defense piece, stuff like that. Have that interior presence, and Jackson Hayes has been so good. And also that outlet pass that Luka likes so much, right? Get that guy that can throw the lob threat to. I think it'll be fine, right? Talked about this before this game. Luckily, the Lakers handled business early on to where we can weather this until LeBron gets back and other pieces and our other guys get back. I do think that this is good for Luka and Reeves, that the two of them, they can kind of, like the thing that LeBron said the moment we made the Luka trade, right, was that Luka's going to have the ball, then it's Reeves, and then I'll figure out how to work in. But we've seen, LeBron is LeBron, right? Default to LeBron, all those things, right? Even Luka was doing that to an extent on occasion. Well, I do think LeBron being able to kind of get some rest, 1, but 2, kind of being able to take that step back, see this team, allow Luka and Reeves to kind of get into their rhythm, get into their flow, get an understanding for those two, and then LeBron comes back and is able to kind of plug in, I do think will be very beneficial to this team. Also, it'd be good just to see how do Luka and Reeves, how do they pair as a duo, right? Because Reeves, something I've talked about, he's going into a contract year next year. Is he the guy that you're going to pay alongside Luka? Because Reeves isn't going to make 12, 13 million on his next contract. He's going to make probably 30 to 40 million on his next contract. So I'm curious to see how do those two as a pairing, as a duo work out, kind of work through some stuff. But again, I'm glad that this team was able, handled their business early on to where we should be able to weather this, because we've seen the last few years, the Lakers didn't do what they were supposed to do early on. And then we got to this stretch of the season, and it was like the Lakers needed to win 20 out of 25 games just to make the play-in, right? Well, now that they're at least in that spot, it's a good, we can weather is the point. I mean, obviously, I don't want to lose, 8 out of 10 games or something like that, but I'm pretty confident we have a top 5 seed locked up. Obviously, things can change, especially with the Warriors on our tail. But we have a 5-game lead in the loss column against the Warriors. That's a lot of games still to make up, right? It means the Warriors have to be at least 5 games better than the Lakers. And the Lakers have tiebreaker, if I'm not mistaken. Well, they still have a game coming up, right? If the Lakers win that game, then I think they're good. So you're talking about almost a 6-game lead. And Lakers have, 18, 19 games left to play? What are they at? I don't think it's updated. Yeah, it hasn't updated the game. So they're 40 and 20. They should be 40 and 24, which would put them, what would that be? 64 games. So they have 18 games left, right? So, if they can win 10 of those games, I think we're fine. I think the Lakers will be fine, because Warriors are going to lose. Warriors are not going to go undefeated the rest of the way. Even if they keep winning at the pace that they're winning, we'll be fine. Houston's the team that probably overtakes us, but if we can stay in that 4 or 5 range, I think we'll be good. We are tied in the loss column with Memphis and Denver. We have Denver obviously coming up twice. We'll see. I don't want to, you never say never, especially in the NBA, but I'm comfortable in the Lakers at least staying as a top 5 seed. And I talked about it. I'd rather the Lakers prioritize health than prioritize seeding, right? If the Lakers are healthy, we have a chance. If Luka and LeBron are not healthy come playoff time, I don't care if we're the 1 seed and we overtake OKC. We're not winning a championship. So Lakers need to make sure that they're healthy, and we'll be good. But anyway, let's get into the box scores real quick, break down the players, and then I'll jump into all the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions. So diving right into it, Gabe Vincent, coming off of his best game as a Laker to one of his bad games, 3 of 10 from the floor, 0 of 5 from 3. And I mean, he had, when I say wide open, I mean wide open. Like, he had time to think about it, right? And just couldn't hit a shot. Dorian Finney-Smith, same thing, 2 of 8, 1 of 5 from 3, only 5 points. I mean, between the other 3 starters, so not named Luka and Austin Reeves, between Alex Len, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Gabe Vincent, you only had 13 points. 13 points. Alex Len was 1 of 3. He also only had 3 rebounds and 1 assist in 19 minutes of action. It's just not going to get it done. When your other starters are only giving you 13 points, I don't know what else you could do. I mean, your next best scorer was Dalton Connect with 10. You only had 3 guys in double figures. Dalton Connect was 4 of 7, 2 of 4 from 3. Right? 10 points, 5 rebounds. You had 3 guys in double figures. That you're not going to win very many games that way. And then if you come on over and you look at the Milwaukee Bucks, they had 2, 4, 5. They had 5 guys in double figures. Right? They had 4 guys in the 20s. You're not winning very many games that way. As far as the turnovers go, 13 turnovers, not great, to where Milwaukee had 11, right? The differential isn't terrible, but still, you don't want to have that many turnovers. Lakers had 46 rebounds, 5 offensive. The Milwaukee Bucks had 57 rebounds, 7 offensive. So they didn't get completely dominated on the glass, but again, guys just not hitting shots. Christian Koloko 1 of 3. Jordan Goodwin 0 of 2. Vando was 2 of 4. Markieff 1 of 4, but no, he played in garbage time. Your key guys outside of Luka and Reeves gave you nothing. Reeves was great, 10 of 17, 4 of 7, 4 of 4 from the foul line, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, right? He had 3 turnovers. Luka had 6, so it was 9 turnovers between the 2 of them. That's not great, but for the most part, I mean, they were doing everything, right? They were handling as much as they could handle. He gave you 28 points. And then Luka, 14 to 27, 7 of 13 from 3, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block, 45 points. I mean, between Reeves and Luka, I mean, you had 73 points, and you only scored 106. Right? Like, it's not great. Not great at all. Not winning very many games that way. Guys got to pick it up. Guys got to play better during the stretch. Next man up mentality. Can't afford to take these L's. But anyway, let's get into all the questions, all that stuff. Real quick, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me, and let's get into it. So, Mr. Pout, man, we're so cooked. I don't see us winning again this season. I mean, look, LeBron will be back before the season's over. We'll win some games. We're lucky to make it out of the first round. People don't realize, but we're nothing without Bron. I'm so glad we have him. Yeah, I mean, look, LeBron, if Luka gets back to be playing the way he played today, right? If he can get back to that, like that was like Dallas Luka. If we can get that, we're going to win a couple games. So you're going to beat some of these teams. Defense has to step up. Defense has to pick it up. And, if Austin Reeves continues to play that way, we'll win a game before LeBron gets back, hopefully. Just how many is the question, right? And then, like I said, LeBron will be back towards the back half of the season. LeBron has to play at least 7 more games, because if he doesn't play 7 more games, then he doesn't qualify for the accolades. He won't make all NBA and whatever else he ends up qualifying for, because he is having such a great year. Even MVP votes, all that stuff. So he's gonna want to play those 7 games. He's not gonna miss those 7 games. So he'll be back before the season's over for sure. Never say for sure. Let me rephrase that. More likely than not, he'll be back. We should blow it up this offseason because the role guys are dog water. Maybe we should blow it up for Durant. I don't think we blow it up for Durant, but I've said before, I think this team looks very different. Very different. Because now you're going to be building more around Luka. And luckily, the things that you want to build around Luka, you want to build around LeBron too, because they're such similar players. So whatever you go get to pair alongside Luka, you're going to want for LeBron as well. So I'm not really worried about them putting the pieces together next season. But you want to get I think we have a chance to win a championship this year. And, I think that there's a realistic shot. It's not something that I would go run and bet on, but it's something that I do think the Lakers have a real chance. But bare minimum, you're going to get a starting center. Probably going to get a 3-and-D guy or 2, right? This roster is probably going to look very different. Very different. Most of your guys like Rui, Gabe Vincent, I mean, even Austin Reeves, right? These guys are all on expiring contracts. So Lakers are going to have picks. They're going to have all their picks still. They're going to have everything because the Mark Williams trade went through. So I think this team is very different next season. Will it be them blowing it up to go get Kevin Durant? Probably not. I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see. Never say never. But I think Lakers will want to kind of more build for the future, while also trying to win now. Personally, Ben straight up did not show up tonight. Agreed. Also, Milwaukee draining every single 3 wasn't helping. Yeah, agreed. Why we so without Bron, man? We should at least be able to compete with other teams. I mean, again, defense doesn't show up, right? Other players didn't show up. It's not bad. I'm tweaking. Lakers are 0-3. I mean, Lakers have gone on multiple 3-game losing streaks. They went on 1 4-game losing streak, I think, right? I think that's what it was. I think they had 1 4-game losing streak. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I know that they've gone on multiple 3-game losing streaks, but they've been able to rally and win. Hopefully that happens against Denver tomorrow. Like I said, I would gladly lose this game if we beat Denver tomorrow. No, obviously I don't want to lose a game, right? But if I had to choose, right, if I could pick which game I wanted to win, it would be this game. So Lakers had a 3-game losing streak in November, 3-game losing streak in December, 3-game losing streak in January, and then the 3-game losing streak right now. So they've had 3 game lose. So they've had a 3-game losing streak in almost every month that they've played. So they hopefully they stick to that trend and end up winning the next one. Nobody could score besides Luka and Reeves, even when fully healthy teams. We aren't winning it all this year. Austin seriously needs to be traded. He hit his ceiling. We don't need inconsistency. Austin, right? My biggest knock on Austin Reeves this year has been his inconsistencies. However, I will say, outside of the previous 3 games, right? I think it was 3 games since he came back from injury. He was much more consistent in that previous stretch. But I do think, question is, like I said, I think it really boils down to what can you get for Austin Reeves for one? 2, are you really going to pay Austin Reeves? Right? Because, like I said, he's going to get 30 to 40 million on his next contract. Like, I'm fairly confident he's going to get 30 to 40 million on his next contract. So we'll see how that goes. Luka and Reeves had to carry their butts off. Yep. Facts. They won't be enough with, sorry, big men. I mean, thing is, there's not like, outside of Jokic, there's not like this insanely dominant center. It's just, the problem is it's hard when you don't have Rui and LeBron because they're your biggest, most physical, strong, like, forwards, right? Like, when you don't have Rui, you don't have that guy that can match the physicality of many of these centers, right? You give up the size, but you match the physicality and the strength. Same thing with LeBron. You give up the size, but you match the physicality and the strength. Lakers don't have that without those two. So that becomes a problem. Can't blame anime anymore. Apparently the Suns want 3 first-round picks as it stands. Yeah, are you talking about for Durant? Yeah, I saw that. Jason, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate that. LeBron will return. Lakers will be fine. Stu will return. Celtics win another chip. Appreciate you. Vegas misses you already. Hope all is well, buddy. Well, first off, Jason, yes, LeBron will return. I'm not worried about it. Lakers will be fine. I agree with you. Stu definitely is not returning. Well, he is returning, but he's not returning as like a reborn guy. I think he's still going to do the AI guy. But you never know. I mean, if they were ever going to do it, now would be the time to do it. So you might be right, Jason. Celtics win another chip. Not shooting 73s a game. I don't know why they are doing that this year. I mean, they took a lot of threes last year, and they're making themselves look like pedestrian last year. And it's just that it hasn't had the results that they thought. Maybe that changes come playoff time. You see a lot of teams that are just like, like a team like the Celtics are just better than everybody. So they're just like, as painful as it is to say that, but they're just better than everybody. So they're probably just like, let's just get through the season. That's kind of the question. But I appreciate you. I miss Vegas too. But I don't mind it so far. It's been nice so far. Weather's been really nice here so far. Oh, and by the way, I should probably share this too for everybody because a lot of people I know, and I know a lot of you have already started to watch it. Hang on, give me 1 second. Let me come over here. Let me go here. Let me go here. Let's go share copy. Let's come over here. Sorry, trying to do this one hand while I hold that. So speaking of Jason and everybody, what I just posted is the full video on my trip moving from Las Vegas to Wisconsin. Had some crazy stuff happen on the trip. Go check out that video if you want and subscribe to that channel. I'm like 250 subs away from getting to the 1,000. And then I need obviously like 4,000 watch hours. So watch that video and watch the full video, please. But yeah, it's the whole story of my trip and my travels and that channel. I'm going to just kind of talk about whatever, we'll talk about different current events, give my topics, opinions. I've always wanted to kind of do what like Moist Critical Charlie, if you're familiar with them, where he just kind of talks about whatever and whatever he wants and, just kind of community based. Kind of want to do that. I've always wanted to do that. Something where it's just like you guys, we just pick random topics. You guys share the topics, pick topics like, hey, Tyler, talk about this. And I'll make videos about it, do more live streams that are not just basketball. I mean, we can still talk basketball, but, just kind of do whatever and give you guys glimpses into my life a little bit. what I got going on in Wisconsin, maybe some family videos, stuff like that. Just a little bit of everything. So go check out that video. Go subscribe to that channel. After this live stream, of course, because I want you beautiful people to stick around while we're talking Lakers. But Jason, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for Super Chat. And as always, you're awesome. But next up, shoot, what? Darn it, I lost my spot. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm trying to do everything in one hand because, like I said, I need to buy a new desk and chair. But I don't know if I want to buy a new desk and chair because I'm probably moving in a month or two. So I'm like, do I really want to buy all this stuff and then have to move it, or do I just kind of ride it out as is? Background looking weird, Tyler. It is. I know. It's just like the wood background. Like I said, I need to buy all new stuff because we just didn't take anything because it was just like, hey, let's start over, start fresh. And so I'm like debating, like, should I just buy everything now and then have the setup, or should I just kind of power through it for a month? I think it depends. We're looking at probably a month to like maybe 3 months because probably closer to summertime. So I'm just kind of like, do I just power through and just, wait it out, or do I just go pony up and get the things now? I don't know. We'll see. I can't blame him anymore. I already get that one perfect. It's over now, Tyler. No playoffs or play. Lakers would have to lose. Lakers could lose every game the rest of the way. They'd probably still make the play-in. Like, they'd definitely still make the playoff. They might make the playoffs, but they definitely make the play-in, right? Because if Lakers lost, let's say Lakers didn't win another game the rest of the season, they would lose 18 games. Oh, I guess 40 wins. What are the Dallas Mavericks and the Mavericks and the Suns would have to win basically like 40. They'd have to win another 8 games. They might not even do that, which is as crazy as it sounds. Might not even do that. So Lakers will definitely make the playoffs and play in, but our bench has been pathetic. Not having a center is hurting us bad. Yeah, definitely. And then especially when you don't have, like I said, Rui and LeBron, because they're your biggest physical forwards that can match up the physicality of many of these centers. Don't realize how good those posters were till they're gone. Yeah, exactly. Right. It's one of those things you don't know until it's gone. Right. Hey, Tyler, been a minute. How you been, man? I'm wonderful, Storlax. Recently moved to Wisconsin. I'm a Wisconsin now, or I don't know. What are they called? Right? Like, am I a Wisconsin? Does that sound right? But yeah, I'm in Wisconsin now. I just moved. It's been like a week now that I've been out here, adjusting to it, trying to get back in the swing of things. But getting me mad, to be honest. We knew what was going to happen. You know, JJ said LeBron is day-to-day now. Possibly LeBron didn't want to be a part of this tough road trip. Well, they said, like, when he got sent home, that it's literally just for his recovery, right? Because all the mileage, having to fly on planes, right? Like, all that stuff, like, wears and tears on you. And then, science stuff, right? Like, so it's just best to just send him home, let him rest. Let him, get his body right, be in his own bed with his own people, his own trainers, his own staff, stay with the medical team, right? Try to get him as healthy as possible. I mean, I think he'll probably miss a good week or two, but I said it before. I think it really boils down to how are the Lakers. If the Lakers are, let's say after 10 games, right, are 5-5, then LeBron can kind of, come back. But if like after this 6-game stretch, if the Lakers are whatever, I don't say 1-5, put some pressure on LeBron to come back, right? That LeBron now is like, oh, man, like I don't want us to fall into like the 6th seed or the play-in or anything like that, right? So I think it just depends on how this team puts it together or keeps it together. Also, can't believe we wasted that 77 masterclass. Yeah, facts. Finally had a great game, and it was like, not finally. I mean, he's had a couple great games, but that kind of game, right? The Bucks are so terrible too. We destroyed them if we were healthy. Yeah, I think we beat them. Austin had most of his points in garbage time. Luka was the only one that showed up. Yeah, I mean, that's to be fair. Yeah, because I mean, he had like He hit, 11 points or something like that in the fourth quarter, but the game was already over at that point. You're not wrong. 4 seed is coming for my Warriors. They have a lot. They have to win a lot of games still. They're probably going to beat Sacramento because Sacramento's terrible, but LeBron will probably return March 22nd. Yeah, I think that's fair. March 22nd or the 24th was kind of like what I was saying in one of the past videos. Missing our whole starting front court has been very apparent these last few games, man. I need them back ASAP. Yeah, agreed. If you just got Rui back, that would help a ton, right? Because again, he's big, physical, and another guy that gets you 20 on any given night, right? And one of your better shooters. So I mean, even just getting Rui back would be huge for the Lakers. But obviously, if you can get Jackson Hayes back, then that gives the lob there, it gives you that interior presence, things like that. Let's see. As soon as they put the small ball lineup out there, they instantly went down 20, game over. I mean, it's not like we have a bunch of options. I mean, Alex Lynn and Christian Coloco. If we lose the next one, I would be kind of worried. Like I said, I'm not like super worried about this stretch. I mean, if we lose all 6 games, then yeah. But I think we'll probably win, at least 2. Ideally, if we can win 3. I said if we could go 3-3, that would be huge. If we can go 3-3 during the stretch, that would be massive for the Lakers. Needs to be out of the NBA. You're not wrong. Y'all got to relax. We missing 3 major pieces of this team. Y'all thought was gonna happen. Yeah, I'm with you, Edgar. It'll be all right. We'll be fine. How's house hunting going? I haven't quite started yet. Kind of just the Zillow shopping so far. Like I said, we've only been here a week, just kind of getting settled in. I'm starting to try to get back into the swing of things here. I just got the kids in school and all that stuff. So it'll probably be another like week or 2 before we can really start like driving out. And so that's why I'm saying it'll probably be a good couple months before we actually get a house. Because we need to find, because we're not like super familiar with Wisconsin, right? Like, so I don't know like what are the good areas, what are the bad areas. So we got a lot of like research, we got a lot of like just like sightseeing, just go over here. Like, what does this place look like, right? Like, Fond du Lac is a place out here. Like, how is that, right? And people have chimed in like, move here, move there. Like, this place is nice, that place is nice. So it'll probably be like a month of just doing our due diligence, and then probably talking another month or 2 of like actually looking and finding, a solid, at least something. Now it doesn't have to be something like, like, oh, this is the thing forever, but just like, something that, hey, we'd be good here for, at least a couple years, kind of settle in, see how we like it, make sure that, hey, we're ready to really commit to this place. Stuff like that. So like I said, it'll probably be 2-3 months before we actually like have a house and stuff like that. But that's why go subscribe. I know you are Speed. I know you're subscribed to that new channel, but go subscribe to that new channel because I'll probably give you updates and all that stuff. And like I said, I'm gonna try to figure out, post videos there and do live streams and stuff like that. I've been wanting to do, and I know a lot of people have asked me. I get asked regularly, like, why don't you do like an opinion channel or anything? I don't want to talk about like I don't want to talk about like politics or anything like that. Just like fun topics, and if you want my opinion on like certain things, sure. But again, go check out that video. I posted the link in the chat for the video and then the channel. Or if you're not interested in that video, just click the link and then go subscribe to the channel. Alex Wynn and Goodwin aren't good. Cam should have played. I disagree. Goodwin's been great this season. He wasn't like great this game, but he's been very good for the Lakers. Alex Lynn, on the other hand, yes, Alex Lynn has been rough. Jordan Goodwin's averaging like 6-7 rebounds on my. The guy's been solid. I mean, even this game he had 4 rebounds, and like the guy for a guard he's been good. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something to me real quick. We are in deep trouble. I disagree. I wouldn't say deep trouble. We're in a bit of trouble for sure, but I don't know about deep trouble. Lakers will still finish top 5 seed. I'm fairly confident in that. I'd be a little surprised if we fall out of top 5. It seems like the Bucks just go, they didn't really need to go too crazy. We're not moving the ball enough. Too much iso ball. You're not wrong there. We won't be the 9th seed. LeBron, like I said, LeBron's got to play at least 7 games. So, Nuggets are about to win by 50. Damn. Not even you believe that. Stop. They are supposed to be him up, man. So I hope we play the Warriors the first round too now. Let's see. I would love Jalen Duren from Detroit. Lakers supposedly tried to get Jalen Duren before they went after Mark Williams. I think you can make an argument either way, like assuming Mark Williams stays healthy. I think you can make an argument either way. Mark Williams is better offensively and the upside's there, but Jalen Duren, man, that dude's a monster, man. And Jalen Duren's better rebounder, and I think in my opinion, an interior presence. I would love Jalen Duren if we could swing that somehow. But honestly, I don't think that the Lakers will be able to get him. Is it back of Moose Knuckles? I mean, he definitely is. Literally one, but Reeves and Luka contributed on either end. On the bright side, Reeves found his rhythm again, but these role players have to step up. Yeah, agreed. Role guys need to step up, without a doubt. They definitely win tomorrow. I'm with it. Let's get it. Let's see. Jason, coming out with another $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Truly miss the Lethal Collect channel. Many great memories. You was the Cal Ripken on that channel. Never missed an episode. We need a reunion. So yeah, me and those guys have talked about that. Talked about like trying to get back into the swing of things again. It's just hard, with all of our schedules. We're all doing different things, and actually now I'm in all of their time zones. I think except for Craven, Steven. I think he's an hour difference from us. But Knight and Jake, we're all in the same time zone now. So maybe we'll be able to bring that back. It's tough, right? Between all the channels, all the sports channels I have, Fake Decided, and then Jake has like 5 channels now, and Craven, is doing his thing, and Knight and all that. So it's tough. I mean, it was always tough. We just tried to like make it work, and it's just, it's one of those things where it's just like being able to stay consistent with it, because YouTube is very tricky about it. Like, I would love to do it. We've all talked about it. I was on Jake's channel not that long ago, but we all try to like, we all want to do it. It's just finding the time to do it and do it consistently. Because us doing it here and there randomly, it's just YouTube doesn't favor that, and we're not big enough in that space to where it like we can get away with it. You know what I mean? Like, if we all had like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, then it'd be a lot easier, because then we can post whenever we want, just make an announcement and boom, we'll get people there. But trying to grow that, where we're only doing it like periodically like we were, it's tough. And then we're trying to do it like the schedule every Monday and then Wednesday, and then even just once a week. It's tough to grow doing that. So then it becomes a question of like, is it worth it? Right? Is it worth kind of spending the time, when we could allocate that time towards other things and stuff like that. So it's tough. It's tricky. I would love to do it. I know that they would love to do it. It's just, can we figure out a way to make that work? I don't know. Stay tuned. Right. We still have the channel. I mean, it's still there. I mean, I still have it on my AdSense and everything. So it still exists, but we'll see. Appreciate you, Jason. Thank you, buddy. Let's see. I thought Reeves was hit his ceiling as a 15-5-5 guy or a 18-5-5 guy. I mean, as you're like your third guy, it's not terrible. Again, I'm very critical of Reeves, and I'm one of the first people to jump on Reeves. But I think Reeves has been solid. He had the bad stretch, but he's been like I said, the previous 12 games or 20 games or so before injury, he was really good. And which is why I was praising him and not criticizing him as much as I was earlier in the season. It's just, no, like, we didn't lose because of him. they'd have to lose basically every game the rest of the way. I don't see that happening. We'll see. Time will tell. What are you supposed to do when Reeves scores 30 and Luka 40 and we get blown out? Literally can't do anything about that yet. They're not wrong. Lakers wasn't your team. What would your team be? I don't know. That's tough. I don't know. It's tough. I've never thought about it. Because the problem is, like, the problem with that question is just like, you become a fan through, like, usually, like, I became a Laker fan because I fell in love with the Lakers at an early age. It wasn't even just obviously living in LA. It's more pushed than, if I was living elsewhere. But it was just me growing up and, the Kobe and Shaq era and, and just seeing all that. Like, I mean, when I was a little kid, like I watched the Bulls and Jordan and Pippen and, used to throw little temper tantrums when they lose and stuff. And then, watch the Lakers and, Shaq and Kobe. It was like, oh my God, like, right. Like, so, I fell in love with the game and with the Lakers through just life. Right. So it's tough because like, I didn't have that experience, you know what I mean, for another team. So it'd be tough to say what other team. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. It's something I really have to think about. I'm a big like NBA buff, like sports buff. So it'd probably be like, one of the historic teams. If I was to say like, oh yeah, one, I'd be a fan of one. Jameson was out tonight. Jameson was out tonight. I'm worried. Like I said, I mean, you're right. We definitely need LeBron, but I'm not worried yet. Right. Like I said, it sucks that we're on a 3-game losing streak. I want to wait to see how we do through how do we look through these first 2 stretches of back-to-backs. All right. If we lose all 4, then it's like, you know what? Maybe it's time to be a little worried. So I'm not there yet. I'm willing to be patient. Like I said, Lakers have had multiple 3-game losing streaks this season. To me, it's just like, how do they pull it out? How do they get back into the swing of things? So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I understand why people are concerned, but me personally, I'm not there yet. This is good. Come playoff time comes. Oh, we have arrested LeBron. Agreed. If the Suns trade KD as Booker the next to go, honestly, if I was the Suns, and I've said this before, if I was the Suns, I would keep KD and trade Booker. You're like, trading KD is not going to solve their problem because they're not going to get a big enough return and they're not going to get the pieces that they need. And the problem isn't Kevin Durant. The problem is Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, right? Not that Devin Booker is a problem in the sense of a player, but in the sense of like Bradley Beal and Devin Booker are essentially the same player. It's why as soon as they traded for Bradley Beal, I said they just ruined any chance they have of winning a championship. And people told me I was crazy. People, again, it's on as it stands sports. Did a whole video. I talked about it here on this channel even. Made a video on how it impacts the Lakers. And I said, I don't think that they're going to be very good. They're too, Booker and Beal are a redundancy. Problem is you're never going to be able to trade Beal because he has a no trade clause. Kevin Durant isn't going to yield you the return. And also Kevin Durant plays a different position, right? Devin Booker is the one guy that they can trade to get the pieces that they need, right? Like, Suns need to decide, do we want to win a championship or try to go for a championship? Or do we want to kind of try to like rebuild and maybe get some pieces to maybe win a championship? Because if I was them and it was like, hey, I want to win a championship, I wouldn't care so much about draft picks. You're already screwed. I would look to get the pieces that you need. They did a great job in getting that lob threat center, right? And that just rebounding, shot blocking center, right? They need like a legit power forward and then, like 3-and-D guys, right? They need like a 3-and-D guard that can just initiate, right? Like I said, what they should have done, what I think that they should have done is they should have went after, and instead of trading for Bradley Beal, they should have went and traded for Drew Holiday. If they would have gotten Drew Holiday And one, he wouldn't have been on the Celtics, and two, because remember they traded Ayton, right? So if they would have, instead of going and getting Nurk, which made no sense, like even that trade made no sense, right? If they would have went and gotten Drew Holiday, that would have solved like all their issues, right? Because you'd have Drew Holiday, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, right? Go get a lob threat like Nick Richards, would have been fine. Boom, you get Nick Richards, and then go get like a 3-and-D style forward. Like, could they have gotten like an OG Anunoby, right? If they could have gotten something like that, they would have been probably one of the best teams in the league, because you had your offense with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, right? Drew Holiday would have been your point of attack, easy peasy guy. Or they should have went and got a guy like an Alex Caruso or something. They needed somebody that could be that 3-and-D guy, right? That can just initiate the offense, get Devin Booker and Kevin Durant the ball, and then just play off ball, right? That's what they need. But they thought, oh no, Matt Ishbia got new owner syndrome and was like, oh, I need to go get a superstar. Like, no, you didn't. As long as LeBron hits the 65 games played, we're healthy for the playoffs. I'm happy. Yeah, LeBron will hit his 65 games. He's got to play 7 more games because he's played 58 games. So, LeBron should retire now. He's holding his team back. The whole NBA should fear the Warriors now. We got Jonathan Kuminga back. We're going to sweep any team we face. I don't know about that, but the Warriors are definitely going to be a very good team. No, I've said it before, right? Like, one thing I'll concede to you is no one wants to play the Warriors in a 7-game series. No one wants to play Steph or Jimmy Butler in a 7-game series. Now you got to play both of them together in a 7-game series. Like, nobody wants to play that. But I still don't believe in them as a contender. That's just me. Look, maybe they'll have me with egg on my face. That's very possible, but you never know. Dude, I want the Hayes and Rui apologies to be loud and clear. Like I said, I still think that they need to trade Rui in the offseason, but right now, I do think that they need Rui desperately. Jackson Hayes, again, I think they need Jackson Hayes desperately. I don't like Jackson Hayes as your starting center long term. I'm fine with him as your backup, but as like your starting center long term, I would prefer somebody else. However, I do think that we have a really good chance. So, what's going on, Chip? How are you? Chat empty today. Everyone must be disgusted with 3 losses. Yeah, I mean, it's usually how it goes when Lakers are on a bad stretch. Not just that, but I didn't live stream for 2 weeks. So YouTube's algorithm happens every time. Every time I don't live. That's why I don't like to miss games and stuff, because usually it takes a while to pick back up. But Lakers beat Denver tomorrow. This live stream will be good. So, but anyway, I got to the end of the chat. I appreciate you guys. Everyone that did hang out. Seriously, I really do appreciate it. And then again, everybody, let me put that in there one more time. Again, real quick, if you could please be so kind. Go check out that video. Go check out, I just put the link in the chat. Go check out that video. It's my story time about the road trip. It was pretty crazy. My girl got sick and it was rough, but we'll go check out the video. I don't want to take away from that, and subscribe to that channel for me. Obviously, subscribe to this channel too if you're not subscribed to this channel. But yeah, go check out, click that link, go watch the video, subscribe to that channel. I'm gonna do live streams and posts and stuff like that on there. Want to try to figure out a schedule if I can, but got a lot going on. But anyway, do that for me. I'd appreciate it, everybody. And hopefully we handle business tomorrow, beat the Nuggets, and we'll be in good shape. I appreciate y'all. You all are beautiful, and I'll see you